Yo, what's up everybody? My name is TheDizzyViper and welcome to this tutorial. So this tutorial is a very short tutorial and very specific because this is about my newly released Puddle Shader. So you know I've been working on puddles for the past few years, like just, working on them basically on and off and releasing Puddle Maps and all that. And I realized that I've never released my Puddle Shader actually. So today is the day the Puddle Shader has been released and this is a short tutorial how to use it. So right upon importing the scene file or opening your Orbex file through LiveDB in Octane or Cinema 4D, you will be greeted with these three materials down here. These are the three materials that you'll need for your puddles. This is a dry material, a wet material, and a mixed material that mixes the two. So the material that will be interesting to us right now is just the Puddle Shader material, which is the mixed material. So we'll open that and go straight into the node editor. You'll be greeted with this node tree right here. It's a lot easier than it looks. I also added an image file to the pack that shows you again which nodes are for which textures, so you won't get confused. So going into here, I will just show you. So like this image texture right here will be our diffuse map, and I'll use just this cracked asphalt texture right here. I'd recommend using the same aspect ratio for the image for your puddle map and for the texture of your road. So since my puddle maps are all 1:1, I also use a 1:1 ratio for my road texture. But you can also mix them, but sometimes they will get mixed up a little bit and it can look weird. So I recommend using the same aspect ratio. So right here, I'm gonna use the diffuse material of my asphalt and import that. The next one will be the roughness map. So we'll import a roughness map. If your texture or your material doesn't have a roughness map, I usually go for the gloss texture, which in my opinion gives the best result. Now the next one will be the normal map, so we'll just import that as well. That is down here. And now we get to the second material. You can see that there are two materials, like I said, dry and wet. And we'll do the same thing again, except there is no roughness and no normal map, no normal channel in here. So let's import the diffuse map again. So now we have two textures right here. They get both mixed and then channeled into the bump channel. The first one up here will be our puddle map, so we'll leave that away for now and get straight to the last one down here, which is again the same map that you used for your roughness channel. I've tried the same with the bump map, so if your material has a bump map, I've tried importing it down here, but I think that it's a little bit too crazy, like the values are a little bit too much. So from my experience, I do recommend adding the roughness map to the bump channel here. And now we pretty much have everything ready. Now all you need to do is add the puddle map of your liking. So I'm gonna go with some of my own puddle maps, from Puddle Maps Volume 4. These, by the way, are also available on my Gumroad. So the entire Puddle Shader was developed using these maps. So if you want the best experience with the shader, I do also recommend getting one of the packs. There are seamless packs that cost 15 euros, and then there are not seamless packs that are available for actually only 1 euro. So you can decide for yourself which one you want to have. So let's just import a random puddle map. I'm going to import the 4-5. This just means Puddle Maps Volume 4, Texture 5. This is one of my personal favorites. And those get imported here and here. Now, you can see the transform values for the puddle maps here are a little bit different. They are at 0.65. This is just to break up the repetition. So, the repetition is not the same as your actual asphalt material. So, as the asphalt repeats itself, the puddle map has a different pattern to repeat itself. But you can change that to whatever value you want, basically just make sure to keep the ratio the same. As an HDR, by the way, just for a short credit, I used the Manhattan Nights Volume 1 HDRI kits, one of my personal favorites as well, just as a little side note right here. So I hope this helped. I hope you were able to get all the textures right. Of course, you can also experiment with this a lot. A little tip on the side, by the way, if you're using a different puddle map, sometimes the puddles end up a little bit rough. I actually like that right here, that it looks like there are some pebbles coming through. But if you don't like that, you can go right in here to the color correction node of the roughness map that you imported and just change the gamma a little bit for something lower. For example, as you can see, the puddles get a lot rougher, and if I put it a lot up, you can see that the puddles get very, very glossy and smooth. So that will be the value of your choice to change, you know, the roughness of your puddles. So I hope it helped, and if you did, leave a like. Puddle Maps, of course, I can only vouch for myself, and go to Gumroad and grab yourself a pack. And thank you so much for grabbing the Puddle Shader as well. If you did, I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. Peace out.